for joining us this beautiful afternoon to celebrate the opening of the brand new South Park Bridge. It is wonderful to see so many of you here to celebrate this historic day. Now, I'd like to recognize the many public officials and community leaders joining us today. We have, and some of them are speaking in fact, we have King County Executive Dow Constantine, Senator Patty Murray, Congressman Jim Mcdermott, Seattle Mayor Ed Murray, King County Council Chair Larry Phillips, King County Council Member Dave Upthegrove, Seattle City Council Member Sally Clark, Seattle City Council Member Tom Rasmussen, Port of Seattle Commissioner Bill Bryant, Senator Bob Hasagawa, Representative Joe Fitzgibbon, Representative Zach Hudgens, and Tukwila Mayor Jim Hagerton. We also have Ron Cook, President of the South Park Business Association. Dagmar Chrome, past President of the South Park Neighborhood Association. Barbara Gudis, artist who designed the art elements of this beautiful bridge. Deb McNeil, former Community Advisory Group member and sponsor of Lucha Libre. Bill P., South Park Area Redevelopment Coalition member. The South Park Retail Merchants Association. John Stamitz's family. And joining us shortly will be Louis Ungaro with the Muckleshoot Tribe. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce you to King County Executive Dow Constantine.
Thank you, Harold. And hello, South Park. Buenos tardes. They said it couldn't be done, but here we are. This is the day we have long waited for. Today is the day we deliver on a promise. Remember the County Line Tavern? How could you forget? The County Line Bar and Grill stood right over here next to the information tent on the plaza. I was the county council member representing this district, and some of you invited me down to ask me a couple questions. And the main one was, what are you going to do about this old failing bridge? You see, the bridge, which was not terribly well built in the first place, had been neglected for years, decades really, and it was on its last legs. So 5 years ago, I picked up a paintbrush right down there and signed my name in big blue letters to this promise written on the side of the old county line. I hereby pledge to do all within my capacity to secure funding for the replacement of the South Park Bridge. And today, after much work and the partnership of just about everyone here today, I hereby redeem that pledge. We have a new South Park Bridge. History, diversity, pride. These three words South Park uses to describe its values. Today, we can add these additional traits: determination, motivation, inspiration. The determination of this community led many of you to join me in fighting for shared funding, a shared funding solution to replace the bridge. Together, we held meetings and wrote letters and made countless phone calls and visited council members and legislators and members of Congress, right? We were motivated by concern for what a permanent bridge closure would mean for this community and the estimated 70,000 jobs in this Duwamish Valley that lift up South Park and support working families across this region. And this new bridge stands today thanks to the people and businesses of this community who inspired us never to give up. So I just want to say, thank you. Thank you, South Park. Thank you for standing with us all these years and for believing we could get this project built. Thank you. Today we say thanks to the hundreds of people who physically built this bridge. And to represent them all, I want you to meet one very special person, the lead engineer of this bridge, Tim Lane. Will you please stand up? Tim Lane. Though he appears to be on the youngish side, last week I gave Tim his award for 20 years of service to King County, and for all of those years, Tim has worked to keep the old bridge running and to build this new bridge. Let's give Tim and all the men and women who built this bridge a great big hand. Where the old bridge was falling down, this one can withstand an earthquake. Everything is wider to make crossing safer for cars and for bikes and for pedestrians. Stormwater can run right off this solid deck to be filtered through the rain gardens rather than running directly into the river or causing sewer overflows in South Park. Woo! Yes, not that that's ever happened. And we listen to the community, so that every detail, from the lighting to the incorporated artwork, was designed with South Park's spirit and character in mind. The towers and the roofs, shaped like the old ones, clad in brick. The trusses arched with cutouts that reflect the old bridge trusses. The bricks from the old red brick road have been reused in the rain garden and several crosswalks. The four rockers that were the historic feature of the old bridge are still here. They've been mounted at the four corners of the new bridge. It is part of the history of this community, told through art and architecture. Failure to secure the funding for this new bridge was not an option I was willing to contemplate. And we couldn't have delivered on the promise without, first of all, the man in my office who organized the helter-skelter effort to round up all the money, and that's my Chief of Staff, Sung Yang. Where is Sung? He's right here. And the partnership of everyone here who shared in funding this project. Today, I personally thank the cities of Seattle and Tukwila, the Port of Seattle, the State of Washington, the State Transportation Improvement Board, the Freight Mobility Strategic Investment Board, the Puget Sound Regional Council, the Boeing Company, the aerospace machinists, the members of our congressional delegation, particularly Jim Mcdermott and Norm Dix, and other partners in the Federal Highway Administration, and most of all, we owe a special debt of gratitude, and I say this once again, as I have dozens of times during my time in office. We owe a special debt of gratitude to one person, the senior senator from Washington, Senator Patty Murray. Senator Murray made it her priority to secure the federal Tiger Grant, the final critical funding that completed the financing for this bridge. Thank you, Senator, for your leadership in helping us deliver on that promise to keep this hardworking community in business. Please join me at a grateful South Park in welcoming Senator Patty Murray.
Thank you for that introduction. Thank everyone for being here today. This is a great day, Dow, and under his pragmatic, strong, never-ending push for all of you, we are here to celebrate today the opening of this new South Park Bridge, and it is exciting. I want to thank Dagmar Krohn and Larry Brown, who are the co-chairs of the Bridge Coalition. Without their hard work, we certainly would not be here today. Thank you to both of you. Along with everyone, I want to recognize Mayor Murray and Congressman Mcdermott and all of our elected officials who are here as well. They all know how important this is to this community, and everybody contributed their part, so it's great to be with all of you. You know, standing here, I can't help but think back to 2010 when I took a tour of this neighborhood. It was just after the South Park Bridge had closed, and I visited places like Muy Macho and the Seymour Community Health Center, and I heard from local businesses and business owners and families in this community how important this bridge had been to them. They told me that this bridge had been a lifeline, and that without it, the lives and the livelihoods of many of the people and small businesses in South Seattle would be seriously disrupted. So I got to work with the South Park community and the people behind me today to make sure that this new bridge was built. This community really came together to support this project, and because of all of your efforts, we got the funding we needed, including a $34 million federal Tiger grant. Now, it has been so exciting to watch that while this bridge was being rebuilt, new jobs were being created that helped the entire community through those tough economic times. And as Washington State's representative to the President to the Senate, I am very proud to have established that Tiger program in the first place, exactly to fund projects just like this one that create good jobs and have a lasting economic impact on their community. And now we're here at the opening of the South Park Bridge, which is going to provide a strong foundation for this community for generations to come. This is a tremendous example of what can happen when you believe in yourselves, you don't give up, you invest in your community and your infrastructure, and you have a celebration like today that will live on past all of us. Thank you so much for having me here to celebrate today.
Thank you, Senator Murray, for your help in making this bridge possible. Now, please welcome Congressman of the 7th District, Jim Mcdermott.
I can remember 4 years ago standing somewhere along this river somewhere, throwing some dirt and talking about what was going to happen on this spot. And today, a lot of people don't believe that the federal government has any role to do anything. But this is what you call an earmark in the budget. And anytime anybody says earmarks are bad, just talk about the South Park Bridge. Now, without Patty Murray, this would not have happened. And she's thanked everybody in sight, so I'm not going to do that. But I want to give my thanks to her for doing it in the Senate. In the House, we're always looking for some leadership out of the Senate to make something happen. And she's done it over and over again. This bridge is a monument to her persistence. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman, again for your support. We're also grateful for the financial commitment the City of Seattle has made. So please welcome the Mayor of Seattle, Ed Murray.
Thank you, and hello, South Park. Come on. Well, you know, we are here to celebrate reconnecting the great Seattle neighborhood of South Park with the rest of the city. So we're doing more than just opening a bridge. We're reconnecting this city's neighborhood. So let's hear it for that. And I think it's worth thanking some folks that have been thanked already, but because I think this is a unique moment where collaboration between different branches of government and the community made this a reality. And the first folks I want to thank are the people who were actually in city government at the time, and they took the leadership when we needed leadership from the city, and that's council member and the chair of the Transportation Committee, Tom Rasmussen, and then at the time, council member and president, Sally Clark. Stand up, you two. Let's hear it for them. And then there was a group of folks I know a little bit, and they're legislators who played an important part in the state being a partner. And so anyone who was a legislator at the time, please stand up and be acknowledged, including you, Joe. And of course, I want to thank the King County Council and the leadership of Dal Constantine for pulling this together. Dal, thank you for your commitment to Seattle neighborhoods to be sure that we are truly an interwoven community. So let's hear it once more for the executive, Dal Constantine. And as Dal said many, many, many times in the years I've been in office, I've been able to stand in front of transportation projects and thank somebody who has really made this state move forward, and that is Senator Patty Murray, who can't get enough applause for what she does for us. Thank you, Senator. So, with that, we're about to celebrate reuniting this neighborhood with the rest of the city. And again, I want us to all acknowledge the people who started this, the people who held everyone's feet to the fire, and the people who made it happen. And that's the residents, the community, and the businesses of South Park. So give yourselves a hand.
Thank you, Mayor Murray. And now, please join me in welcoming King County Council Chair Larry Phillips.
Well, Harold, thank you, and it's great to be with all of you today on a momentous occasion for the region and for all of you here in South Park. I have had a chance to work on this with all of you as our partners, citizens, and businesses, and those who have reached out to say we need a new bridge. And I'm proud to be able to say that went up the ladder to local and county and regional officials all the way to Olympia and on to Washington, D.C. And we struggled, all of you know, to bring the funding together to bring about this day, which we're all celebrating and honor in terms of all the contributions that have been made. Great speeches on behalf of those who've contributed. I just wanted to say it doesn't work without a community. It doesn't work without all of us coming together and making sure projects like this get done that will serve us for generations and decades to come. That partnership paid off here. I had a wonderful opportunity over a long period of time, the last several years, to work with our Olympia folks and also to go to Washington, D.C. on several occasions and talk to our members of Congress, in particular Senator Murray, who came through and made it possible that we would have the funding and the construction project and this done today, so we'll benefit for all of us and for future generations as well. I am so pleased to be a part of this, and speaking on behalf of my colleagues at the County Council, they put a lot of time in to make sure this is occurred as well. So I'm going to be mercifully brief. I'm going to say to my partners who are going to speak after me, be careful. You never want to interrupt a celebration or party too long. So go bar and have a good time.
Thank you, Chair Phillips. Next, please welcome Seattle City Council Member Sally Clark.
That note, exactly. All right, good afternoon, South Park. Bienvenidos. Estamos aquí para abrir un puente nuevo, un puente magnífico. Pero también estamos aquí para abrir un capítulo nuevo para South Park. This is an awesome thing. How often in the city of Seattle do you get to open a new bridge? That's why you've got some people who are pretty excited to say a few things. This is a great day that seemed really far off when we had the event at the closing of the bridge. How many people were at the event for the closing of the bridge? Yeah.
I ran the beer garden.
Did you run the beer garden? You are awesome. We remember you. There was the black casket. There was the music. There was the dirge. There was the writing things. It was, South Park did that in such a South Park way. And before that, before the closing of the bridge, there was a community meeting. There was a community meeting that council members and Mayor McGinn and Mayor McGinn's staff came out to, and you guys were tough on us, and that was good. You needed to be tough on us because we needed to continue to turn up the heat on everybody in order to make sure this was not going to be a permanent closure. That South Park was going to make it known that they were going to make sure there'd be a new bridge. And I'm happy to say that the city of Seattle went away and said, yeah, you know what, we need to step up. We need to be the first ones in with a major commitment to be a part of a new bridge. Councilmember Rasmussen, Councilmember Conlon, myself, others rallied and said, yep, we're going to find that money. We want to be a part of making a new bridge. That is a fabulous thing that we get to reconnect South Park to the rest of the city. Businesses who have made it through this time period, man, good job. Going through a recession, making it through the bridge being closed. Everybody who's made it through this. And as people get to learn that the bridge is open again, it's still going to take a little bit of time before the rest of the city realizes and hears that the bridge is open again. But this is incredible, and we've got a new task to move on to, which is figuring out the annexation puzzle down here, which I know Seattle, King County, and Tukwila will figure out together here. Thank you very much to the men and women who designed and built this thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. I'd like to introduce another important partner from the Port of Seattle, Commissioner Bill Bryant.
Hello. Today really is a day to celebrate. Not just the bridge, which is a huge occasion to celebrate, but I don't know how many of you know this, but right over here at Terminal 117, we just completed the first phase of a major salmon habitat restoration project and community park for this neighborhood. So today is a day to celebrate in South Park. This project was so important to maintaining our connections between manufacturing and freight routes and to connecting communities that the Port of Seattle contributed $5 million to making today possible. But I'll tell you, there are a lot of communities who are struggling with their own transportation deficiencies. The infrastructure that's been neglected, and it's costing them jobs. So just as we've protected the jobs here today by building a new bridge, I hope all of us will take advantage of this occasion to recommit ourselves to getting a state transportation package. Right over here we have highways that we've neglected, half-built, abandoned half-built, 509 and 167. In communities in South King County and North Pierce County, we have truck routes that are crumbling. Jobs depend on repairing those truck routes. We have parts of I-5 that are in need of repair. We have almost a dozen bridges like this in other neighborhoods in King County that need to be repaired. And if we're going to keep jobs, we have got to get commuters out of traffic congestion. That's going to require a new transportation package. So today's a day to celebrate. It's also a day for us to recommit ourselves to moving forward and building new bridges. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. One of our earliest supporters was the city of Tukwila. Please join me in welcoming Tukwila Mayor Jim Hagerton.
Thank you. It's my distinguished honor to represent the city of Tukwila among such a distinguished group of speakers here today. I'm impressed with the turnout we have when I look out over the audience, and especially with all the elected officials that are attending today. That is really impressive. A couple of items have been mentioned earlier about Tukwila's contribution. We go back to the year 2003. At that time, we owned half of the South Park Bridge, the old one, and the maintenance costs were horrendous. The city of Tukwila and King County, under Ron Sims, executive director, struck a deal where we exchanged some properties, and in that exchange of properties, the city of Tukwila paid King County $3 million for future repairs or replacement of the South Park Bridge. I think we're one of the earliest providers, and I'm pretty proud that we did that. Hopefully that went a little ways toward the total cost of the bridge. Tukwila and all the South King County in particular that I'm familiar with believe in the power of partnerships. This bridge is a testament to what partnerships can do, not only in the planning and the organization and working the logistics with the neighborhoods involved, but securing the funding and moving forward to completion. We have an excellent bridge here today, and it's a testament to all the hard work of everyone that put into this. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mayor Hagerton. Aside from being a major transportation asset, this new bridge will play a big role in preserving South Park as a key manufacturing center. Here to say a few words from the Aerospace Machinist Local 751, Larry Brown.
Good afternoon. Is this a great day or what? The Aerospace Machinist District Lodge 751 represents 32,000 hardworking aerospace workers, primarily building the greatest passenger jets in the world. Now, just on the other side of this bridge is Boeing Field. That is the delivery center for the 737s. Boeing is the largest manufacturing exporter in America. We believe
and always have believed that a world-class transportation system and a highly skilled workforce is our key to competing for jobs in this competitive global economy. So when I heard that the South Park Bridge was going to close down just a mere 200 yards from this marvelous delivery center, I was outraged. I was outraged because it is a potential nail in our coffin for having these good jobs. I was also outraged because I knew the impact that it would have on our businesses and our community here in South Park. I immediately made an appointment with King County Executive Dow Constantine after I found out that the bridge was going to be closed and said, hey, this isn't right. We can't close this bridge down. We've got to keep it open. Well, I was given a tour of this bridge underneath the bridge, and I was given a present, a big hunk of the bridge that had fallen off. So I knew it had to be closed. But I went back to Dow and I said, Dow, what are we going to do? We can't just walk away from this bridge in this community. So Dow walked over to the whiteboard in his conference room, and he started doing a matrix that looked like a cross between a spreadsheet and a World Cup sort of brackets. And all these various pots of money that he had this idea that we might be able to get the money to do this. And we worked hard. He asked both myself and Dagmar Crone to co-chair this citizen committee to help get this bridge built. And we went to all of the people that you see up here and talked to them, worked with our community here to have this bridge funded and built. Fortunately, we were successful in doing that. I really want to thank Senator Murray. This is an incomplete list, but Senator Murray, I want to thank Jim McDermott, the City of Seattle, the County Council, and especially Dow Constantine, because it was his vision and his hard work and persistence that made this thing happen. Now, last Friday, this Friday, I was at the Museum of Flight, recognizing the first class of the Aerospace Joint Apprenticeship Committee graduating apprentices to become journeymen. That and this here today, really, it's the finest examples of communities coming together, governments coming together, and working for the benefit of our citizens and our businesses. So let's celebrate the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry. And now, from the Boeing Company, Bill Mcsherry.
You know, it's fitting that I follow Larry, and because Boeing and the Machinists Union have had a partnership for many years, and I've spent the last little while as I listen to all our great speakers watching all these great 737s fly in to SeaTac Airport, the most successful commercial airplane ever built by IAM members and Boeing employees, and it all started right here. This bridge has a unique place in Boeing history. You know, the Red Barn that we all know started just to your right on this side of the bridge. Across the river, by the way, the Red Barn was our first ever factory where Bill Boeing built many of the early Boeing models. Across the river here, you can see what used to be Plant 2, where those first ever 737s rolled out of the factory floor, and where Boeing men and women built over 6,000 B-17s during the course of that factory. Today, there's 81,000 people in Boeing in Washington. It's up 10,000 from where it was about 3 years ago. We continue to grow here, and as we continue to grow, one of the things we need is infrastructure. And this bridge has been a key part of our ability to grow here for many years. Believe it or not, Boeing has been, here comes the flyby, by the way, that we ordered, which is cool. Believe it or not, Boeing has been at this with all the partners here on the stage for 12 years, trying to find a way to preserve the last bridge and to build the new one. For more than a decade, we worked with the county, with the federal government, with the city, with the state, on agreements to survey for utilities, soil conditions, and more. We've worked diligently to tackle issues ranging from access to Boeing property for construction, to embankment restoration. You can see a lot of it here, and we've worked jointly with the county and the port and the city on much of that. And we've even donated some of our property to assist with the right-of-way and to help with the effort. About $1.5 million worth of Boeing property has been devoted to this project, and I should say donated to this project over the last few years. And then finally, our participation continues here today. We've got a ton of Boeing volunteers who've given up their Sunday afternoons to come out and volunteer in the community here to make sure that we have a successful event. We're thrilled to be sponsors of the event. In our minds, it was well worth it for what this bridge does to connect South Park to the rest of the Seattle and to the world beyond it. It's part of our heritage at Boeing, and I'm thrilled to say starting tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. it's going to be part of our future too. Thank you for letting us be part of it.
Thanks, Bill. The Federal Highway Administration was also a key partner in making sure this bridge was funded. From the Federal Highway Administration, please welcome Monica Gordine.
I would like to thank you for asking Federal Highway to participate in this landmark day for the South Park community. It is great to see a collaborative project like this come to fruition. Federal Highway values partnerships, teamwork, infrastructure improvement, and community vitality. The South Park Bridge Project represents these ideals and more. It is an example of what Tiger was intended to do, which is to provide much-needed funding for multimodal projects. Grow America, the department's new reauthorization builds on that which Tiger created, which is to prioritize investments to highways and bridges most need of repair, to strengthen transportation decision-making by empowering local control and increasing public participation in state and local planning. So what exactly is Tiger? Well, Tiger is an acronym for Transportation Investment Generating Economic Recovery. Now we are poised, we have to do more with less. The partners who came together to support and provide funding for the South Park Bridge Project enabled this project to move forward. In fact, because of the strong partnerships outlined in the proposal, the project received $34 million in Tiger II grant funding. It really shows the power of partnerships. That's what the Secretary intended to see, projects that have a broad support and help them move forward. So speaking of partnerships, I would like to recognize some of my staff here who work with WashDOT or Washington Department of Transportation to help provide oversight for this project. If you guys can please stand. Lindsay Handel, Susan Wimberly, and Tanya Price. Again, congratulations to the many partners and to the South Park community. Thank you for allowing me to participate in this wonderful event. Thank you.
Thanks, Monica. And we can't forget the final major partner in this effort to build a new bridge, the thousands of residents who make up the South Park community. None of this we wouldn't be standing here today without the support and dedication from all of you. So give yourselves a real big round of applause right now. Representing the community is past president of the South Park Neighborhood Association, Dagmar Crone, and president of the South Park Business Association, Ron Cook.
Thank you. Wow, this is really community, and it's community at its best. It really is. As president of the South Park Business Association, it is an honor for me to be here today. First, to reaffirm from the South Park business community that this new bridge will ensure that South Park businesses can reconnect and contribute to the economic vitality of this vital manufacturing industrial center. Second, I am pleased to honor and honored to introduce the award-winning South Park Legacy Float. Our float was constructed entirely in South Park, involving a large collaboration of businesses, individuals, and our neighbors at IAM 751. Our new bridge and our Legacy Float are similar in that they are both designed to connect. Today we celebrate how both a bridge and a parade float can connect us to the future and beyond. In closing, I would like to thank everyone who has contributed to the success of our South Park community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. What a momentous day for the South Park and Georgetown neighborhoods, the city of Seattle, King County, and the state of Washington. If you know anything about the communities that circle around this bridge, you know it is a very diverse community. And when the bridge closure became an understanding thing that was going to happen, we had many parts of these communities come together to help the rest of the world find the ways to build this new bridge. So on behalf of the South Park neighborhood, we thank the multitude of partners who have brought this beautiful new bridge into existence. It's been a long journey of collaboration between elected officials, agency staff members, citizens of both Georgetown and South Park, and countless others. Many here today started this work way before I did. And these include Dow Constantine and Patty Murray, and all of the organizations that you see on the sign behind me. This bridge design honors the past while being state-of-the-art in construction and environmentally sensitive. It will serve for another 100 years at least. Woo! Yes. I want to add my personal statement of appreciation to all those I've had the pleasure of working with over the last 7 years to better our neighborhoods. Bridge replacement had already been identified as the highest priority goal of the South Park neighborhood before I moved here permanently in 2007. It took the imminent closure of the previous bridge on June 30, 2010, to bring agencies together to pledge the funding needed to build anew. Exactly 4 years later, on June 30, 2014, at 6 a.m., this bridge will reopen to traffic. So party on, because we only have until 6 a.m. This will be a symbol of the neighborhoods surrounding it and a message that further improvements can be made to the lives of those who live, work, recreate, and travel around this bridge even better in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dagmar and Ron. We are joined today by Louis Ungaro of the Muckleshoot tribe, one of the many cultures that have lived and worked in South Park throughout the community's history. Louis will now conduct the blessing of the bridge.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here today. Muckleshoot's been a part of this waterway for thousands of years, and here recently we've been working diligently with King County and all the partnerships, putting this bridge up with our fishermen and with the barges and all of the traffic and all of the things that come along the waterways. And it's been great working with the port, great working with the county, and really looking forward for this bridge to be open myself. I've grown up commercial fishing on this river since I was a little tiny boy, and I'm really looking forward to getting back over this bridge to get my fix of the good old food trucks that are over here on the side of the river, instead of always going to Jack in the Box straight across the street from First Avenue, where we moor our boats and sell our fish. So I know, speaking with some of our other fishermen, they're also very excited to be able to come over here and to be able to spend revenue that we make with food, with your guys' gas station, along with other things, and being able to have highway access and hauling our boats, not across a one-lane rickety bridge to where we could go across and it'll be safe for all of the constituents, the ones on the highways, the ones on the walkways, and it's a beautiful, beautiful bridge. So I'm really looking forward to that. And with saying that, I want to thank everybody who was involved, and thank the people, because truly it's the people who make the difference. It's the people who follow their leaders and who make things, their accomplishments, successful. That we all need one another, the leaders, the constituents, and the people, and the movement of the people. So I want to thank you, and we're going to open a service, a Shaker service. We're going to do a Shaker blessing in the 1910 Indian Shaker Church. It's whom I belong to back home at Muckleshoot. It's one of many of our beautiful religions in Indian country. It just so happens to be the one that I and my friends and loved ones are members of. So I want to thank you all. I also would like to ask that you join us in prayer. We're going to sing some songs, and these songs could be translated in English words as prayers. So we'll ask you to pray in your own way for the safety of the day, for the next 100 years of this bridge, for the well-being of the people of South Park, and to good health, and to love one another, and to care for one another, and to help one another. So I'd also like to ask that no still pictures would be taken out of respect of this, of what we're doing. That if you want to take pictures, just don't take it while we're doing our ceremony. And please don't keep your cameras rolling. If that's not too much to ask, it's just it's a request that in the way that we believe that that's the way it has to be done. So I thank you once again, each and every one of you, for coming and being a part of this beautiful bridge and this wonderful community, and that your way may be open for bigger and better things that this bridge will have to come and to bring to your community on both sides, and also to the constituents traveling through near and far, up and down the waterway. So it's a very exciting day, and thank you.